What's going on, crew, and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm actually going to be attempting something that I personally have not seen done on the internet, or at least with the 5.0 Mustang's exhaust system. I'm going to be attempting to place an X-pipe within the system to go along with the H-pipe. And then further on, I got some cutouts I'm going to put in, some dump and a couple of valves I'm going to put within the system as well, which should be done in a later video. If I have time today, I may get around to putting the dump pipes in, but the main focus in this video is getting this X-pipe put in within the system. So I'm gonna go underneath and show you what what I'm working with currently and what the game plan is. But like this pipe I got off Amazon, and the rest of this I believe I got from American Muscle. Not sponsored or anything, just letting you guys know if you want this stuff, you know where to find it. Oh, what's going on, Malachi? Alright, so I already got the car up in the air, so let's take a look underneath, see what we're working with here. Hopefully these wheels go over this. Alright, so this is what I'm working with. These are my catted headers. I have 1 7/8 runners going to the 3-inch system, but this gets necked down to 2.5 inches here, which these are the factory connecting points. So the plan is to cut off this part on both sides, as well as here on both sides, and connect them to a full 3-inch system. So I have some coupler pieces that I can slide over the top and join them that way. And as we go further back, here's the H-pipe, and my plan is to connect the X-pipe somewhere back behind it toward the rear of the car, because from at least my knowledge, the H-pipe is good for lower RPM ranges and sound, and then as you get higher, that's when the X-pipe actually works a little better. So we'll see how it goes with both of them in the system at the same time, and as well as how good or how bad it sounds. To me, I haven't seen anyone do both in one system. I know Borla came out with some kind of hybrid system, but it's not all in one line, and it just looks super bulky, and I'm not going to deal with that. And then as we scoot further back, getting to the axle back, I'm probably going to try to clean this up a bit, and then hopefully find a spot where I can put the dump valve or the dump pipes in, at least somewhere where I have enough room to where I can come underneath the car and take off the plates on the end of it, or the caps. And then I'm also going to have to find a place for the valves at some point if there's any room, which I may end up having to go with just a new system from about here on back, depending on how much room there is afterwards, because that muffler takes up a lot of space. But that is at least the general game plan of what I'm thinking. So I think the next thing, first things first, is I got to do some measuring and find some places to cut. So I'll be right back. I'm going to measure up the X pipe to see how much space I can get away with moving back, since I have to cut off the current connection points between the headers and the mid pipes. So overall length is about 11 3/4. And from the opening pipes going in, it's about 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 each side. So I have about 4 1/2 inches to work with, or leeway one way or the other. Okay. And then these are what I'm going to put on the current mid pipe, and then after I cut off the 2 1/2 inch neck down piece on the headers, that's going to slide over the top as well. So I'll probably have to make a little cut in here in order to get a clamp on it. So that's my current plan at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so getting back under the car here. So the plan is to pretty much cut on this weld here. And hopefully do that as straight as possible. And then also on this portion here, where it goes from 3 inch and starts neck downing toward to the 2 1/2. So hopefully get that as close as I can. And so what is this gap here? So from the points where I'm planning on cutting, it appears to be 7 3/4 of an inch. So that, yeah, I should have plenty of room then. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have plenty of room to cut these, and then also cut somewhere back here, not sure where yet, and put the X pipe into this, and then the X pipe should allow me to slide everything down toward the front here and get everything connected. At least in my mind, that's how that works out, but we will see how well that works out in execution. At the end of the day, I am what is called a professional. I don't do this for a living, I just do this for fun. So we'll see how well this goes. Set my general plan of attack. Got my face shield on, and well, I guess let's get ready to cut here. Alright, so I got my whole setup moved outside, so I'm going to focus on cutting off these portions of the mid pipe and clean those up a bit, and then I'll mock up where I want to put the X pipe further back here. Well, as far as placement goes, I think right around here should be a good spot for it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna mark a rough spot of where I'm wanting to cut. And I'll go from there. Well, after doing some cutting and fighting with it for a bit, I managed to get these to join up. So now we're going to go under the car and see how it fits. Okay, it's pretty close. I think I just need to adjust it a little bit and I should be able to tap it on in. Okay, cool. That shouldn't be too bad. Well, after that, really the next thing I'm gonna have to do is get the rest of the exhaust matched up. So I'm gonna have to take it out and mess around with it and get it to fit on the rest of the pipes. Then I'll have to cut, measure, cut, and figure out how much left I actually need, since this X pipe takes up about anywhere from 7 to 10 inches of extra length. So we shouldn't need too much more. But cool. Now come back and see how all that goes. Well, everybody, I finished up the project that I was wanting to do as far as getting the X pipe put in. So I'll show you how it lifts underneath. Honestly, this was a far more involved and pain in the butt process than what I had originally thought it was going to be. Ran into a bunch of bumps along the way, and yeah, my welds here look pretty bad, but I'm also very inexperienced with welding, so it is what it is. But as long as there's no major leaks and it doesn't sound like crap and it doesn't fall apart as soon as I turn the car on, I will call that a success. So now I'm just gonna get everything out from underneath the car here, lower the jacks, and start her up and see how it sounds. All right, everybody. Well, that's the end of the video. If there's anything in there that you enjoyed, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below. It'll help me be able to grow the channel and provide more content in the future. And I hope to see you guys around in the next one. Bye-bye.